Moving over to the Fenway Bowl, we have number 24 SMU. It's finally good to talk about a ranked team on this podcast, isn't it, in a bowl game? Number 24 SMU, a 10-point favorite against Boston College. And this game carries an over-under of 49.5 points. It kicks off Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Don't get caught by surprise. This isn't a noon kick. It's 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. 8 a.m. if you're on the West Coast. But it's on ESPN. And they're playing this one, of course, in Fenway Park, hence the name. These teams will be avoiding the worst of the weather, but we can still expect a pretty breezy, wet, swampy game. I feel like every time that they're playing these bowl games up there in the Northeast baseball stadiums, one of them is just a washout, and this one might be it. Although it's not played in Alumni Stadium, this is pretty much a home game for Boston College, only 4 miles down the road from campus. Their starting running back, Pat Garwo, hit the portal. He was hurt down the stretch anyway. They've been using Kai Robichaud mostly in there. Decently talented. He's a Western Kentucky transfer. But the Eagles are super injured. They have been all year. That's kind of been the story. They have 8 guys in total that are either transferring or won't play. The 8 of the guys that are in total that have transferred or won't play already haven't played for a handful of weeks. So these aren't new additions to the injury report. These aren't new absences. Boston College has been kind of rolling without them for the better part of the back half of the season. So wide receiver Ryan O'Keefe, unfortunately, he's probably their best playmaker. He had to medically retire from football after suffering just a nasty injury early in the year. So that stinks to see, but he's not playing this game. They had Boston College rough go of it as the injuries mounted. And quarterback Thomas Castellanos, he threw 2 interceptions in each of his last 3 games. That's not total. That's in each game. And he hasn't thrown for over 200 yards since week 8. He's been kind of I guess I got to do it myself. He's a dynamic rusher. He's dynamic on the ground, but he's also turned it over 3 times in that span on the ground. So in total, 9 turnovers for Thomas Castellanos himself in the final 4 games. SMU, they are playing without their starting quarterback, Preston Stone, who broke his leg in the final game of the regular season. Didn't really matter all that much, though, because SMU went in and beat a good Tulane team to win the American on their way out. These 2 teams, actually, SMU and Boston College, actually plays ACC foes next season. So this is kind of an audition for SMU coming to the ACC. First bet I like, under 17.5 team total points for Boston College. SMU allowed 1 scoring drive for Tulane that did not start at the 1-yard line, and Tulane was at full strength. They had Michael Pratt and all them. Far superior, far more talented than Boston College, at least on offense. SMU held them to absolute peanuts. SMU's defensive front is really stout, and Boston College is banged up everywhere. So that's kind of if you really wanted to boil it down into one quick little bit as to why I would bet under the team total for Boston College. That's it. I also leaned SMU minus 10 as well, even in this low-scoring game. It's not my favorite to lay double digits with a total in the 40s, but with all the injuries and transfers, Castellanos is going to have to do a lot of it by himself. And against that SMU front, to me, that is a recipe for big-time turnover potential. And also, last thing, SMU is going to come out and they're going to want to make a statement to the ACC, especially after that Florida State document came out, kind of ripping them for adding them. I think they're going to want to come out and say, no, we absolutely belong here with the rest of you guys. And they may make an example of Boston College in this one. But my favorite bet on the board, under 17.5 team total for Boston College.